sea and air, not the final frontier. These are the voyages of the carrier Enterprise. Her 4-year mission to fight the enemy, destroy its bases, and sink its ships, shoot down its plane. To defeat the Imperial Japanese Navy, which no one had done before. There are plenty of YouTube channels with great modelers who have great production skills. This is not one of them. Welcome to Cable's Creations. Just another little intro. Actually got started on the project, just totally forgot to do a little video on that, but I can do so. One thing I have discovered, my nemesis, photoetch. Well, I got started without filming, but got started on this Enterprise. Got this deck going. Had to tape up this middle to bring things in so that part wouldn't sink down. Got a gap right there, but I don't think I need to do anything with that because I don't think that's going to be seen once additional parts start going over it. Also put one little piece in the front here. Why they had that little spot undone, I have no idea. Does it make sense? Also went ahead and built the stand because I think it'll be easier to work with the parts on the stand. Instructions, actually 2 different sets. And quite a few parts for putting other things on. 2 sprues with Wildcat, Dauntless, and Devastators. Oh, make that 4 sprues. That one. Another sheet detailing all of the photo etch. Oh boy. A lot of tiny rails. Some decals. And then supposedly that's a masking sheet. Exactly what you're supposed to mask on this, I have no idea. Yep. A lot of tiny parts to work with on this one, and photo etch. Hopefully they'll all be just straight pieces, nothing I need to bend, because that stuff's tiny. Okay, I don't know if that's me not getting things in quite right or if it's fiddly bits, but see that one little notch right there? It's supposed to fit in under there. And as I look, it said to start assembly with those 2 first. Oh, my mistake. But my remedy that I already did on this other side, clip that one little locating notch out and then use those others to get it into place. So made some progress on this Enterprise. Got, guess that's largely the hangar deck. All in, got some parts built up over that. Also had the 2 parts of the hull put together. There's some putty, or that strange piece that really don't know why they had that one little square thing out of the hull. And also put in the various guns, lifeboats and such. I'm getting a whole new respect for shipbuilders. A lot of tiny parts and some really tiny photo etch that I'm coming up to dread in the near future. Well, getting a whole new respect for those guys since I've been mainly a wingy thing guy over time. A little more progress on the Enterprise. I started some of these sub-assemblies. All these ones that have these little tiny guns on them that are going to go onto things. Whew. Those were like really a pain. They really wanted to ping off everywhere. And so I started trying something I saw in another video where these parts, part of these exhaust, well, I won't really let you zoom it. There we go. Got it in focus. Those were solid parts. I took a drill and then knife and then a file to get those all out. It's actually looking better on the camera than it does naked eye. At least maybe it wasn't naked eye, but on those magnifying glasses, it's got some issues. But like I said, I'm getting a whole new respect for ship modelers. And unfortunately, like what I like to do on aircraft is do a lot of pre-painting, but I don't think this really lends itself to that too well. Well, I got the flight deck done and various sub-assemblies put together on it. Next step is supposed to be to put it onto the hull, but I'm letting the glue dry on that pretty good before I do that step. Also, before I put it on and potentially knock off some of those various guns I just put on, and I probably should have done it before I put that anchor on because I could easily knock that off. I'm gonna sand all that down. Right, so my latest misadventures in building. One thing, all those smokestacks came out pretty good. I think where I hollowed things out, I think it's going to look pretty good from like a foot or 2 foot away, you know, like normal viewing distance, as opposed to just looking at it this magnification. Now, if you notice, there's 2 things. One doesn't look like the other. Well, as I was cutting this piece off of the sprue, suddenly far away from where, like you see that gray piece, you would nip it from the sprue down where, you know, towards the bottom of the screen, and suddenly it broke in the middle and on both sides, and the one side went pinging off into the stratosphere. I've tried to wrench it from the jaws of the carpet monster. No success. So I gave up and thought, you know, that's about the same size as some of the evergreen sheet styrene I have, so I cut what seemed like a reasonable facsimile. I think one end isn't poked in far enough right now, and so I'll put those in and then I'll put that guy on. Ain't that the way it always happens? I was actually gonna shut down and was headed to a meal of sloppy joes and tater tots, a school lunch special that the lovely lady Lisa has prepared for me. And as I was walking out, I almost stepped on this. Oh, that's the part I'd been looking for. That's cable 1, carpet monster 0. And now it's in place. Isn't that the way things always go? You lose a part to something, buy a replacement, and as soon as the replacement comes in, then you find it. And just for those who might be curious, so here was the area where I was working when I cut that piece off of the sprue. And putting my foot right about where I found it. So it's like it pinged from there to somewhere in that area. So after my frustrations with that one piece pinging off and trying the method of cut the sprue so that you don't bend the things and break them. Yeah, that's not working either. Getting kind of frustrated with this kit. Okay, got some additional works done on the Enterprise last night, some of which I may not have filmed. Let's take a look. So tried gluing that piece that had come totally apart together with some styrene. If that don't work, I may just make something like it out of wire. Also, joined the flight deck to the hull. Had to use some tape to get some parts together. Also have the island almost completed. Got a few little bits and bobs done. Might actually get this completed to the point where the only thing left to do is work on the planes. And I think I'm gonna leave the photoetch until next week. Actually last night did a Sprue Brothers order. One of the things I ordered were photoetch shears, and they're scheduled to arrive Monday, back when I'll be at Dixie Station. Well, I think I'll just leave the photoetch off until my next week of modeling work. That actually came back together and stayed together. There it is. Actually, it's the one back there. It's got some kind of fuzz on it, but after all I've been through with that piece, I ain't gonna mess with it again. If it has some extra stuff that hangs on it when the paint comes on, I'm just gonna live with it. So the flight deck has had the tape on it all night. Time to untape, and hopefully everything stayed together like it was supposed to. Well, I'm examining this in real time. Haven't really looked at it too much before. Seems to go pretty good. There, it looks like there I created one problem trying to fix another. I had trouble getting those hangar deck or those elevators to stay up like they should, so I put a couple of pieces of sheet styrene in there, and looks like they're interfering with the fit. See if that, yep, same thing back here, but it's not too bad, and as you get further away, doesn't seem too bad. I can live with that. This side, fairly good. Ooh, got some gapification there. Looks like a job for some more sheet styrene, which, look what have it, I just put it all away after working with it on the B-25s I'm working on concurrently. But once again, Now you'll look at it from a distance, except for that one spot, doesn't really seem to be that bad. Well, that's probably going to be it for this week. Gonna drive back to Dixie Station later today, and I'm thinking next week I'll probably be able to get this finished. Strangely enough, looks like next week I'll be getting both the Enterprise and the B-25 finished up. Just a little bit of trivia. I'm sure you've heard of Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Well, guess what carrier the founder had served on during World War II? Yep, the Enterprise. And also the two projects I'm working on at the same time, Enterprise and a B-25. Enterprise escorted the Hornet on the Doolittle raid. Hadn't planned it that way, but it just hit me yesterday that those two kind of go together. Well, that's should be it for this week's video. Once again, just like with this island, as I always say, showing you mine to hopefully make you feel better about yours. If nothing else, maybe this channel can show you how to recover from screw-ups.